Hello, it's Jewel Fitzgerald for Monday's Admissions from the Heart. Today I had my pre-operation admission testing. So I was up early down at mid campus, going through the questions, getting the blood work, and then I had a physician's assistant listen to my lungs, asked a million one questions. And she said my lungs were perfectly clear for her. So I asked her, so you're not going to do a CT scan? Because the last time I was in here and got rejected, the lady listened to my listened to my lungs and said they were horrible. And then had the CT scan and they kicked me to the curb. Said, nope, your lungs sounds horrible and they are horrible. She said, no, there's no need for that. They're perfectly fine for what I could hear. So I said, oh, okay. I really wanted a CT scan because I want to know what the lungs look like. Not just what they sound like. Just because they sound good may or may not be the case. So in the meantime, well, I was thinking about that. Like, okay, God, how am I supposed to process that? I found out from my blood work that my eosinophils numbers are way down. They're in a normal range. I'm like, wow, I've only had 2 Nucala dosage. So between the 2 Nucala doses and you guys praying, the numbers are like, what? Normal. Like, okay. Wow. Now this is what I'm reading from my chart. And I'm reading this. No one has told me this. So next Wednesday, they really want to see me this week, but it's the pulmonologist doctor, and my schedule just don't match because I'm like, come on, I'd like to see you like right now. So I got to see my pulmonologist next Wednesday, and to get the confirmation, the final results. So I'm going to wait for him to tell me that because I'm just reading it. I'm like, when I'm reading compared to what the chart's been saying before, when I was in the thousands, now I'm like, it's perfect normal range for that. And that's like, I don't think I've ever seen it like that. Ever. Never. So they told me about my eosinophils numbers. I've never seen them in the normal range. So I can't wait for the pulmonologist to reconfirm that next Wednesday. And then I'm also assuming, because I hate to use the word assume, because we assume that means you're 99% wrong. But knowing him, this is how he rolls. He probably will do a CT scan because he's going to be the final word on whether or not I do this, because even the PA asked me, well, did you get approval from your pulmonologist? I'm like, well, no, I haven't heard anything from him. And so I got a funny feeling that when I left that room, that they probably put him on notice, like, hey, we're not going forward until we hear you say, cool, we can do this, we okay. And that was before the blood test even came into effect, because I saw that later in the day. So, and he said, I want to hear you, see you. And if he does like he normally does, he's going to do a CT scan. The cool part about him, his CT scan is in his office, so I don't have to go down to the hallway, don't have to go to another building. He's going to do it right then and there because he's done it before for me, and within 5 minutes, we'll be able to see what that CT scan says. And then, here we go. So, there we go. Blood works good. They said my lungs are good. Of course, you can still hear I'm coughing. And I already told you in a video a couple weeks ago. Man, time is going so quickly now. And I think even after the second dose, that the only thing I definitely noticed different, because I'm still coughing, so that's not changed. You hear it too, is that how I sleep at night is that I'm sleeping on my back and I'm sleeping on my side. Before that, I had to every night sit in an upright position so that I could breathe properly, so that I could sleep. Now, maybe it's almost going on 2 months, maybe a month and a half. I haven't done that. I've been sleeping on my back or on my side, just still coughing every now and again. So that's a huge improvement now that I can lay down, because I get to be a pain sometimes sitting up, be like, that's not necessarily the most comfortable position when you want to get some decent sleep. So sometimes the lounge chair was my friend, but I got to figure out how to do that in my bed with pillows and all kind of things and still was comfortable. So it's not fun being in a chair, especially since I have my allergen issues and my bed is covered in such a way that helps the dust be less for me. Or if I'm sleeping on a lounge chair, it's not like that. So that lounge chair could be heaped in dust, and that's not helping me at all as far as sleeping. So here we go. So this is my update. Blood work looks good from what I'm reading. Waiting to hear what the pulmonologist confirmed what I read. We have an appointment with him next Wednesday, so it'll be after next week's Monday's admission. So I don't know what I'll talk about next Monday unless something different comes up. I mean, as far as the updates. So I know I'll be talking about something, but whether it will be about the surgery coming up or not, I have no idea. We'll find that out next Monday because I won't know until Wednesday with the pulmonologist. So now that I think about it, since I have to wait till Wednesday, surgery date is on the 14th, maybe I'll do a special edition on Wednesday to give you that update to know, okay, what the results are with him, what he says, and whether or not the surgery is going to happen on the 14th. Because, I'm also still praying for that when they do a scan, they're not going to see a tumor anymore. That somehow just dissolved, it's gone, and July 14th when it is, because I can do a surgery on something that's not there. So that that's my underlying prayer right there, that's not going to happen. But you also know that whatever God's will is for me, whatever his journey is for me, I'm good with that. It's just that, hey, if you could just take away the tumor and I don't have to do it at all, hey, woohoo. But I also know if he wants me to go through this full journey of having this tumor removed and the pain that's involved with that, the suffering that's involved with that, and the recovery that's involved with that, so it will be. So wherever it is, I'm good with his journey. I just what my desire is that there's no tumor and we don't do the surgery at all. So we shall see next week. So that's why I said maybe I'll do a special edition on Wednesday just to let you know, because if I wait till the following Monday, that's the actual surgery day, and I'll be in the midst of it right then. I don't have a clue where psychologically, physiologically I'll be, unless of course I'm not having any surgery and I'm here saying, guess what? It's not happening today. So we may have two editions next week, depending how Wednesday rolls. So here we are. This is an update. And then what I want to do is repeat the scripture. That's my favorite scripture. You've heard it a million times. And it's James 1:2-8. It says, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds. Because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt. Because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. That person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. But such a person is double-minded and unstable in all they do. So there we go, people. Pure joy in all the trials that we have. Always have pure joy. And I'm having that right now. And believe and don't doubt. Believe that God will do the healing. Believe that God will help you with your finances. Believe that God will, whatever your trial is, never doubt. Pray about it. Pray about it. Say, okay, God, pray about it. Okay? So, there we go. This is where I am right now. Most of us really good news. I mean, that eosinophil number, that just kind of messing me up. And I'm like, dang, should I even mention that? Because like, am I reading this right? Because, two doses and your prayers. Because I know you guys are specifically praying about those numbers being down. And for them to be in the normal range, that's like huge, huge. some other readings, they're normal, no biggie there, but those eosinophils is like, wow, amazing. There's nothing that my God can't do. So we'll see you next week when we talk about something else.